Hello, class. Just wanted to touch base with you today on Sunday. Actually, it's Saturday night. I'm going ahead and doing my video tonight because tomorrow I am going to the Saints game. Go Saints. And if you happen to watch the game, I have the honor of being able to participate in the flag unfurling on the field. So I have to be at the Superdome at 8:30 in the morning, which means I got to get up really early. And I don't know how long I'll be down there. So I wanted to make sure I got my video done this evening for you guys so that we could talk about this week, past week, what's upcoming next week. So this week we had some really good discussions about management, good management, bad management, and different types of management styles. And I hope that you looked at my video that I posted and the information about the Blake Mouton managerial leadership grid. This has been around for several decades now, but I think it's really important because managers or leaders can sometimes slide into the quadrants of focusing too much on the results and not enough on people, or too much on making people happy and then not enough on the results, and so nothing happens. So to pick up where I left off, the dogs decided they wanted food at that point. So Blake Mouton, and what it takes is a balance of concern for people and concern for results. Not too much on either end of the scale. And sometimes it's hard to maintain that balance. Sometimes we go a little bit that way or a little bit that way, either way, depending on the situation. So it's just some interesting information I wanted to bring to you guys. Okay, for the second question, we talked about leadership gurus, and you guys had some great information. One of them that a couple of you picked was Maslow and Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you look at a lot of the leadership theories, they are based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So you will see that if you have not been exposed to it deeply before, you will see that throughout your course of study, and it does help with understanding people all around. I'll give you an example. So in 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit our area and everything was pretty much devastated, people who might have been at the highest level of self-achievement or self-attainment, all of a sudden they dropped down the hierarchy down to basic needs because they had no housing, they had no food, they were fighting for their lives. And so whatever they had grown and learned during that time, it rescinded them back to that point. The thing about Maslow's hierarchy of needs to remember is you cannot move to the next level unless the previous level has been fulfilled. So it's fundamental and foundational in a lot of the management theories. So this week we're going to transition a little bit, and we're going to talk about decision making. How do we make decisions? What's a good way to make decisions? We have different ways we make decisions. Some people fly by the seat of their pants making decisions. Some people go into analysis paralysis. And some people have a good systematic method of making decisions. Looking at the pros and cons, I can recall years ago, I had a manager, a leader, who was kind of, I was like flaky a little bit, but he was very smart. And we had an employee that he had been gifted with through an internal transfer. And he was trying to figure out what he was going to do with this employee. And I saw the paperwork where he was trying to make the decision on what to do with this employee. And he did pros and cons. Before he, made a rash decision about, do I transfer this person? Do I mentor them? Do I coach them further? Do I go ahead and cut them loose? What do I do? What are the pros and cons? So sometimes we do something like that. So we're going to talk about that this week in the assignment where you are going to look at your preferred decision-making style. I gamed it, and I'll admit I gamed it because I know how to game those kind of quizzes because I've taken enough of them, and I'm sure you have too. Don't game it. See what it actually comes out to be. I'm a kind of a middle-of-the-road decision maker, actually. I will do things impulsively, but I will also study things depending on what the decision is. And it's really funny. Like, I give a personal example, not a business-related example. I was trying to decide whether to spend $179 on a Silhouette Cameo vinyl cutting machine. I contemplated that decision for weeks before I spent that $179. But yet I will get online or on the Stila Cosmetic website and spend $179 like this without second thought. So, it's really funny how our mind operates and the way we do things. When I built my house, I made all the decisions on the interior within 25 minutes. I had the contractor's head spinning, but I knew what I wanted. But in business, we need to take the advice of our mentors. We need to learn from past experience, and we need to look at what our biases are. what are the things that from our past that might drive our decision making? So we'll talk about that more this week. I put up a post earlier, an announcement a couple of days ago about the length of the discussion questions. One paragraph of 3 to 4 sentences is not going to suffice for your initial post. It needs to be 2 paragraphs. It needs to be substantive. It needs to be just like I'm talking to you right now, where I'm giving you information. So this is a little longer than you would do, but talk about the course material, refer back to one of the references, at least one, and then give your insights on the topic that we're talking about. No copy paste. I have not seen that in this class, but I have seen it in previous classes. And I mean, it's very simple to see a copy and paste because the font changes 4 times. So be careful about the copy and paste. Make sure this is your work. And it's just as if you and I are sitting here just like this, having a conversation across the table about a topic where we would talk about our decision-making styles. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up for today for the Unit 2. I'm going to be grading your discussion questions probably Monday afternoon and Tuesday. And I will be in touch with you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope that whichever team you're rooting for does well. Drew Brees is supposed to come back tomorrow. We shall see. And I hope that you have a great rest of the weekend. You guys take care. Bye-bye.